Lara, one question, because I know viewers would be interested in that. Could you talk about the difference between being a direct medium and indirect, especially when you do those gallery readings? Because I know we've had that conversation many times before. Why not to bring it here?
An indirect medium, I'll start with, I'm a direct medium, so I tend to go to the exact person that I'm being told by spirit to go to, regardless. And that's a direct medium. I always thought it was because I was Scottish, and we're a bit more direct generally, up here. But it turns out that it's not. Again, you'll have 100 mediums, assuming that they're all verified mediums and stuff, you'll get one that's a direct medium. I discovered this when I was doing a course at Stansted about 20 years ago. And all these top level mediums had flown in all around the world, right? Like you're talking big names here. And of course, I was, a bit shy about getting up. I'd actually signed up for the physical mediumship course, but the woman had gone off sick and they'd put somebody in I wasn't quite sure about. So I transferred to the other one, but it is what it is. And anyway, I kept hiding when everybody had to have a turn on platform and stuff. And every single one of them were indirect. And then I went on at the end and I was direct, and I went direct to the person who turned out had a twin in the room, and they sat in completely different places. They were non-identical, by the way, you couldn't tell. But basically it was very powerful, right? There wasn't a dry eye. Once I was in that and I was delivering the message and stuff, you lose, because you're in your intuition, you're in that energy. You've done properly. You don't see anything visually with your eyes in the room. It's, because you're working on a completely different level. So it's kind of, you're working blind effectively. And that's because I could see them all. But there's many a time I'm there and it's a theatre and, they switch the lights out and it's pitch black. You can't see a damn thing out there. So when you get somebody's dad coming in going, I want to speak to my daughter, second row from the back, third from the right with a pink top on, and you're looking there and you're thinking, what, can you help me out, mate? I'm thinking, it's pitch black. I don't even have a clue who's up there. But then the spotlight comes on, right? Because you usually have somebody doing the light. Spotlight comes on, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, bloody hell, there's a woman up there, second row from the back, third from the right with a pink top on, and it is her dad. Now that, even to me, I'm like, oh God, you know what? You don't doubt them. If you listen to them, do exactly what they say. And tell you what, they've always given me way more accurate information than people have here. If I'm doubt, I ask spirit anyway. They tell me. So they're usually very, unless you get a bit of one that's got a sense of humour, or they just categorically like to lie, or a compulsive liar or whatever, you do get them. Indirectly, sometimes I've worked that a couple of ways, done that a couple of times, literally only a couple. But indirect usually means they'll go, I've got a Margaret here. Can anybody take a Margaret? And you'll get like 20 hands put up. And then it's a process of elimination. So direct is direct. Indirect is they start off here and work their way in until it's narrowed down to like one of the people that can take all the information. So the information is given bit by bit, right? Whereas it's in reverse when you're a direct medium. Which one would you say you were?
Oh, I'm definitely a direct medium, and that's why I'm a rebellious soul, as well, free spirit. And I trained in various spiritualist churches, and I was not allowed to go directly. I had to bring the person in the spirit world with all the evidence. And as you're saying, people had to raise their hands, and then I would have to give more evidence. And then, so I wasn't able to go, like, I knew from the beginning I am with that person, but because of the structures and the expectations imposed on me, then I wasn't able to do it. And that's why I do know things the way it works for me, and it's so freeing. And I think that's what I would like to say to any practicing medium, like, trust yourself. And if you are really guided to do it in a direct way, maybe it's time to do things your way, as opposed to other human beings telling you that you should do things.
It cuts out a lot of shit. It's powerful. It cuts out a lot of shit, a lot of time wasting. You can do more messages like that as well when you're doing, you know, an audience type thing. Yeah. And the indirect, there was another way that people tried to bring in a few years back. I remember being really shocked the first time I saw it. And this guy got up and he said to some, he says, I'm vibing towards you. He says, who would you like to connect with? I'm there going, did he just say that? And I thought, I better not say anything. And they went, pardon, and where would you want to connect with? And that's what it's, and they went, oh, my mother. Right, okay, well, I've got your mother round about you. But and then they started, and I'm there totally confused, you know, at this point, thinking, maybe it was a one-off, maybe he's having a bit of an off day. But no, he did that with them all. And then some of his students got up and they did the same thing. Well, it didn't sit right with me. I never went back. It just did not, it didn't feel right, didn't sit right. I'm not saying it's like this is right and that's wrong, but that felt a bit connish, if you know what I mean. Like it just, it wasn't right. And we all, of course, we all want to go hoping that, you know, this loved one comes through or that one comes through or whatever. But usually, I mean, that's to do with them. That's, you can't, you're not big enough. You're not bigger than the message. You're not the person that goes, come in number 52, your daughter wants to speak to you, you know. Like calling in a boat from the ocean. It just doesn't happen like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yes, direct mediumship, yeah, maybe it is a rebellious way. I don't know. I think it's just a way that it's better to be direct, to be clear, to be to show humility, humour at times when appropriate, sensitivity, empathy, understanding, but professional.
I love it. Thank you.